Hi, I'm Harrison with Audio Advice. Over the years, we've shown you some amazing theaters that our team has installed. From 17-foot screen luxury home theaters to attic conversions, bonus room conversions, and everything in between. However, people often come to us with the problem of not having a dedicated room or space to create an amazing theater experience. They also can't convert a room due to renting out an apartment or a townhome. Our answer to them is that sometimes their own living room is the best place to start. Today, we're in a townhome that is being rented out by one of our customers. When it comes to creating an immersive theater experience, a lot of construction can be involved. This just simply isn't feasible when you're renting out a space and you don't want to knock out a bunch of holes in your walls. Another aspect of this living room that we're in today is that it is not a perfect square or rectangle. As you can see, the dining room is attached, making it one large room with some strange dimensions. Many people face this exact issue with having an odd-shaped room, slanted or vaulted ceilings, or an open concept living space, which creates obstacles as to where to place your speakers. In this video, we're going to show you how this customer created an immersive DIY theater experience in their own rented living space without breaking the bank. Now, the customer was a novice in this area, but they took advantage of our very own sales team to ask questions along the way with everything from advice from which equipment to select to specific installation questions. We walked through the customer's journey with them, and it started by going to our website to design their own home theater. Now, you can quickly see that once the dimensions are plugged in, there are some issues because you can't create their exact room or exact speaker placement due to the odd-shaped space that they have. Now, this led them to chat with our expert team and share some photos of their space and explain the situation that they're in. Our team was able to get the design tool as close as possible to their room and give them a great idea of where we were headed. As we go through the room, we're going to show you each speaker and we'll dive deeper into why we chose the placement of that speaker that we did. Now, the next step was for the customer to pick out the actual equipment. We sent them to our inspiration gallery, and it was clear that the customer had a specific look that they were going for after seeing all sorts of options. Now, being in a rented, smaller space, a high-quality soundbar could probably do the job for some people. However, they wanted something much more immersive and something that fit the style and look and fit the quality of sound that they were expecting. Floor-standing speakers on each side of the TV cabinet with a center channel and a sub checked all the boxes for them. We invited them to our showroom to listen to some options, and it was clear also that they fell in love with our HECO lineup. The matching look of the speakers fit the aesthetic that they were going for, and the sound was way better to them than any other speaker that they had listened to. Now, let me bring you around the room and show you each HECO speaker and the placement that we chose for it. Alright, so we're here in the customer's living space. It's about 20 feet long by 16 feet wide. If you follow me this way, you can see they have the HECO Aurora 1000 floor-standing speakers. And over here, the HECO Aurora 30 center channel, the other floor-standing speaker over there, and the Onkyo receiver down in the cabinet. Now, we're in a unique situation since we're in a townhome that's a little bit smaller. The main listening position on the couch is actually about 12 feet away, so ideally you'd like these floor-standing speakers 12 feet apart, but since the door over here would open and hit this one, we only got to about 8 feet apart. But it still sounds really, really good from any listening position on the couch. Another feature to note is that these HECOs come with removable grills. The client really liked the exposed look along with this wood grain finish. It matched their idea and their aesthetic that they got from looking at our inspiration gallery, so they worked out perfect for look-wise and the quality of sound that they were looking for. This customer had a pretty unique situation where they had pre-existing wire ran up the wall and coming out up here opposite of the main setup. Now, these aren't in the most ideal position for rear speakers. However, instead of adding more work and more wires, the customer opted to just keep the speakers where they are and use them how we have them. Now, as you can see here, these HECO speakers actually have a fluctus tweeter with a very wide dispersion pattern. So even though they are facing up towards the main thing and not at the customer's ears on the couch, the dispersion pattern seems to hit and sound really good from anywhere on this couch. And also, since they're on-wall speakers and not in-wall, the sound comes forward and won't shake the wall as much as an in-wall speaker, which would potentially disturb their neighbor a lot more. You can see this bass port down here, which adds some bass in the rear, and again, facing forward so that it's not shooting back into the shared wall space of the person living next door. A great option for someone that lives in an apartment that only wants to put 2 or 4 screws in the wall and just mount a speaker right on the wall. Moving on to the other rear speaker, we have a second HECO 22F ambient on-wall speaker. Now, since the wires were already ran, this speaker is actually a little too far left and not equidistant from the main listening position in the main setup. However, the customer didn't want to add more holes into the wall or run the wire somewhere else, so we used what we had and kept it a little too far left. This actually made a pretty cool situation because this is the customer's dining area, and you'll get a little bit of ambient sound when people are over having dinner, playing games, when you listen to music with the speaker placed over this area. So like I said, we kept it where it was, and with the fluctus tweeter and the wide dispersion, you get great sound throughout the listening area, and the customer didn't have to do any extra work. So moving on to the placement of the sub, the customer actually went to our YouTube channel and watched our sub placement video and moved it around until it sounded the best from the main listening position. As you can see, this HECO sub matches the other floor standing speakers and fits the aesthetic and looks really good right in this corner of the customer's living room. Now, this customer decided to use the Roku Ultra 4K and the Onkyo TX NR5100 as their receiver. Now, this Onkyo receiver actually has additional ports if they want to add speakers in the future and powers all of the ones currently with ease. Now, this receiver comes with a microphone that you can see I've plugged in here. You run this microphone across to the main listening position. You're going to want to find a tripod or something that can hold it up about ear level here. And you're going to run the Onkyo EQ room calibration software. So as you come up here, you can see, you select the amount of channels you have and it will show you your setup, and then all you do is you hit enter and follow all the instructions, and sounds play out of each speaker, and it will show up the best possible positions and sounds for your room and calibrate it perfectly for you. Moving on to the television, the customer upgraded to a 75-inch Sony TV. From there, they went to our tips and tricks guide video, and they calibrated the picture to look the best it possibly could be. From there, they went to our YouTube channel and played our playlist of the top 5 best audio tips and the top 5 best video tips. One specific video they ran was this lip sync video. They noticed when they were watching movies with friends, the mouth didn't match up with the sound. After running this and setting it on their receiver to hit directly in the middle, it sounded perfect. After using EQ on the Onkyo receiver and running our top 5 audio tips and top 5 video tips on our YouTube playlist, the customer had successfully calibrated their entire system all by themselves. One of the things people bring up in our YouTube comments all the time is that they would love to hear how the system sounds in the actual room. Well, it's really hard to do that over YouTube, but today we have a binaural microphone with a left ear and right ear to emulate what you might hear if you were sitting in the main listening position. What I'm going to do is play a scene from Ready Player One on the TV, turn it up a little bit, and then we'll switch to this microphone and you'll get a sense of what it sounds like in the actual room. Now, one of the things I want to bring up really quickly is because it's not a huge space, this one sub absolutely slams the room, and you can really just feel it hit you in the chest when that car slams down and hits the road. Another thing you notice is even though these speakers aren't in the perfect position for the rears, since the dispersion is so wide, you really can hear when the sound goes all the way around the room and the cars pass by on the left and go to the right. And it really is just a super immersive space and sound setup in this pretty small little area.
Yeah, I said I was connected this bike from Akira, so licensed skin over standard frame.
No, not the bike. Forget the bike. The girl. I think it's Artemis.
The Artemis? The sexual picture?
I've seen all her walkthroughs, her Twitch streams. It's her. It's definitely her.
So not only is it super loud, you can get this system super loud, but then when it quiets down and you hear the characters talk, that center channel does perfectly with actually making their voices super clear. So you're not sitting here turning up and down the volume when characters talk. even when you have the system turned up really, really loudly, which is an awesome feature. So as you heard from Ready Player One, that was a 5.1 setup, and you could actually hear the cars moving around to each speaker, and each speaker had a different loudness with it. However, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go to YouTube and play an all-channel song here so that you can hear how it just fills the room, even though all the speakers are playing the same sound. It just fills the room with an amazing ambient sound. So if you are having dinner at the dining table or people are hanging out here, you can just turn the sound up on a song and the room just fills with amazing music, and it's super immersive even when you're not watching movies. So it is more than just a movie experience, it's a full living experience, a full hangout zone, and it just really sounds awesome.
Let the skies fill with thunderous applause, and let lightning be the vein to fill the sky with all that they can draw. When it's time to make a change, make it rain.
So as you just heard, you can hear the vocals coming through super clear on that live Ed Sheeran track, but also the room just fills with all the ambient music and instruments in the background, and that's partially due to these rear speakers playing all channel stereo and the speakers up front, and it just immerses you in the sound. So whether you're over at the dining room table with that ambient overhead, or if you're over here on the couch or standing up close to the TV, the entire room is just engulfed in that all channel stereo music, and it's really just such a great ambiance and a great time to hang out and have all the music just filling the room. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click subscribe and make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on any of our latest content. If you want to design a living space or a home theater like this, check out our home theater design tool on our website. Also, feel free to chat with us or give us a call, and any of our experts would be happy to help. And if you're looking for more information, our website also has inspiration galleries, design guides, and DIY tips and tricks, articles and videos that you can check out to help you build your home theater. We'll see you next time.